Hello there. Hi, everyone. This is Brenda Bennett. I am from sugarfreemom.com. And this is not my regular night to do a live. I usually do it on Thursdays at 7. But I'll be traveling this Thursday to Utah for a video conference through Sunday. So I figured I'd do a live tonight instead. And unfortunately, right now, it's been downpouring at my house. Probably because of the effects of the hurricane that's happening everywhere. And so hopefully I don't lose any power. We'll see. Praying that this will last long enough and you don't hear the downpouring that's happening right now. And so while we're going to get started in a few minutes, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to give you a health update and specifically deal with dealing with chronic hives. But before we get into that, why don't you say hello? Tell me where you're from. I'd love to see. Hello, Lisa and Ingrid and Letty. Nice to have you here. So while people are getting online, just for those who don't know me, like I said, my name is Brenda and I am from sugarfreemom.com. That's my website. And I've been blogging since 2011. And I share sugar-free, low-carb, keto recipes for the whole family. Recipes that you can feed the non-keto crowd, the non-low-carb crowd. I've been doing it for years. And nobody complains. They like my stuff. So, and I have a big Italian family. Hey, welcome, Bonnie and Lori from Texas and Willie from Houston. Nice to see you guys. And Lisa is from Massachusetts. Cool, my neighbor. And Morgan from South Alabama. I'm happy to have you guys here. Thanks for joining me tonight. So yeah, like I said, it's not my regularly scheduled broadcast. I usually do Thursdays at 7, but I have to skip this week. But I wanted to give everybody a quick update. I should probably write a blog post about it, but it would take so long. So I thought a video would be a lot easier than, sharing the whole story. If you are new, I have been dealing with my health since over a year and a half now. And so a couple weeks ago, I have videos on the left of on my Facebook page. You'll see videos and you'll see the live video category. So you click videos and you can look at the live topics. And I have one that I did a couple weeks ago called symptoms and the testing I did for my thyroid. So I have hypothyroid that just got diagnosed last fall. And I've been dealing with quite a few symptoms. So I'm not going to get into all the symptoms, but I started with hives last spring in 2018. I think it was about May. And I've always had issues with the hives. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first, I want to, again, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. Oh, wow, from Portugal, Elizabeth. Nice to meet you. And Lori from Florida, I hope you're well with the hurricane situation and you're in a safe place. Thanks for joining me. We have downpours happening where I live right now. So anyway, before we get into the health, the health update, I want to tell you that, I don't know if you know, but like I said, I have a website, sugarfreemom.com, and I wrote a cookbook called Naturally Keto. And it is available for pre-order now. It's over 135 recipes, and it comes out October 29th. But if you pre-order, the good news is that you get it for the lowest price that Amazon will offer up until release date. So you never have to worry, oh, is it going to go cheaper? You're going to get the lowest price that they offer until it releases. And with your pre-order, you don't pay now. You pay when it releases in October 29th. So I really appreciate the pre-orders because that helps get the book into stores so it can help more people. I really hope that my cookbook will help the person that is really kind of doing keto alone, and you really need ideas for the whole family and friends and gatherings and parties so that you never feel left out, you never feel deprived, and your company doesn't care whether it's keto or not. It's just delicious food. I do want to say tonight, midnight Eastern time, I have a huge giveaway happening. It ends tonight at midnight. I hope you guys all went to my website and looked it up. If you go on my website, there's a search bar at the top, and you can just type in Naturally Keto Starter Pack Giveaway, and you'll see the steps that you have to follow in order to get into the giveaway. to get the points. And then tomorrow I'm going to announce a winner. So I really hope that you get in on that tonight. So let me just, again, thanks for coming. And I welcome everybody. Joanna from San Diego, Anne-Marie from New York. And tell me, have you guys ever had chronic hives? Have you dealt with chronic hives, anyone? Because it's a pain in the butt, let me tell you. It is no fun. And I don't wish it on my worst enemy. It's really, really, really difficult. So like I said, I started with hives last spring, and I also started with other symptoms that were related to my thyroid. You can hear about that in the other video, but the hives really started coming aggressively by July. And that's when I finally saw the doctor, who said, well, you go camping, it's probably nothing. What do you want? Prednisone. So that's how it began. And lo and behold, by the fall, I found out I have chronic Epstein-Barr. And then after that, I got diagnosed with hypothyroid with a low T3. So over this course of the year, over the end of 2018 until the beginning of 2019, I was on different medications for my thyroid. And I have that under control, but the problem was I had not gotten rid of the hives. And so when the hives began, if any of you have ever done this, or if you're on keto, you know that some things are inflammatory, like dairy and nuts. So that's immediately what I did, is I got off dairy and nuts last July when I saw all these hives, really, really itchy and horrible. Forehead, jawline, cheeks. It was just horrible. So I got off dairy and nuts for a month, and then nothing was changing. So I decided to try the APP diet, which is the autoimmune protocol diet, which is very, very strict, and you have to eliminate a lot of things. I tried that for a couple of months, and again, I wasn't seeing any results, unfortunately. So at that point, I decided, well, let me go get food sensitivity testing done. So I did the MRT testing with a nutritionist, 12 vials of blood. That was no fun. And I am sensitive to a lot of foods that are good for you, but I have a high histamine intolerance. So things like fresh spinach, avocados, smoked salmon, all the things that I was eating daily, the histamine intolerance was causing the hives. And that's what I found out. But they weren't going away as I stopped eating those things. So my next step was I decided to see a functional doctor to get some testing done. And while it was very expensive, I don't know if any of you have ever gone to see a functional doctor, because when you're not getting any results from your regular family practitioner, you're kind of at a loss. What do you do next, right? So I had to see a functional doctor. I was at the end of my rope. I didn't know what else to do. And so I did. I saw Dr. Will Cole. He's out of Pennsylvania, but he does, web stuff. He does FaceTime, and that's how we work together. And he did a whole bunch of testing for me and found out quite a few things. I also did the 23andMe testing, and found out a few things there. Has anybody done the 23andMe? It's very interesting. It's very helpful. Yeah, some things I was sad to find out, but glad to know, because now you know how to proceed further, right, for your health and your wellness. So he found out that I do have leaky gut and I do have candida issues. So we're working on a protocol for those things. And he thinks that because of all that is causing the high histamine intolerance, which I'm still dealing with, but it's going away. It's been much, much better. So I'm so grateful for that. And the 23andMe testing confirmed that I have the gene mutation MTHFR. I don't know the words, I should have written it down, but does anybody have that? Because it is not it's not great to have that gene mutation, but it's not the end of the world, I've learned. I will have a guest on soon that also has it. And actually Dr. Will Cole has it himself. So I feel like, it's okay. You can get through it. Even if you have this gene mutation, it basically means that your body has a hard time detoxing. So if you have high, toxic metals in your body, you won't know that unless you've had testing done. And I did, and I do, even though that I've been on non-toxic products for like 6 years. Aluminum-free deodorant, all face products through Pure Haven, chemical-free cleaning products, chemical-free laundry soap. I've been doing all of it, and I still have high toxic. So that's because of that gene mutation in my body that has trouble detoxing. So I've had to do different things to work on that. And I'm working on it now, and it's not ever going to go away. So I've had to learn, I have to learn things in order to support myself for the rest of my life. So I think the biggest thing that I wanted to share today is that in order to deal with chronic hives, these are my tips. The first thing is, nobody actually told me, do you guys have any questions on the chronic hives? Does anybody have chronic hives? Okay, I don't see any questions yet. All right, so 5 tips for dealing with chronic hives and what I did. So the first thing is, if I pray that you're already off gluten. If you're watching this and you're still eating gluten, get rid of it, because it's no good for inflammation in your body. If you have arthritis, if you have chronic pain, it's probably related to gluten. Gluten serves no good purpose in your life, so remove it. Definitely remove it and go low carb, if not keto. And then the next, so basically that would be the very first step, right? Is remove gluten and eat a low carb diet. If you are dealing with chronic hives, as I was and still am, but it's definitely better, I would say remove dairy and nuts, because those are really inflammatory in the body, and some people will do great. Your skin's gonna clear beautifully without dairy and nuts. And yay for you if that's the case. I wish that was the case for me, because I love dairy. I miss it so bad. But I do have a dairy-free cheesecake that I concocted because I wanted to have something for Father's Day when everybody was enjoying goodies, and I knew I couldn't have dairy, so I have a beautiful dairy-free cheesecake on my website for people like me who right now can't have dairy. And I pray one day I'll be able to have it again. But right now I can't have dairy. So are any of you off dairy too? I'd love to know. And so the next step, so first gluten, get rid of it. Get rid of dairy and nuts is step 2. I would definitely think, if after a month of removing those things, if you haven't seen any improvement with any of your symptoms, I would say the app diet. You can check that out on my blog too. I have a post about, I have a couple of recipes. You have to remove eggs. You have to remove quite a few foods that might be causing inflammation. It is a little strict, but you can do anything for a month. And if you see results, you'll be glad that you did, because then you can gradually bring in foods back after, you try one food for a couple of days, see if you have a reaction. And if you don't, great, you can go to the next food and add that back and see if you have a reaction. So there's a process for it, but it's really, really helpful. So that would be my 3rd tip. And then my 4th tip would be, definitely get some testing done. I did the MRT food sensitivity testing, and she was shocked. I have a list in fact, right here in my wallet, I have a list of the foods to avoid. There's red and yellow, and I have red right here. And she's like, I can't. Wheat is definitely rye, and all these things. And I have, red is basically don't eat those things. So she said, I can't believe that you're not celiac. You have such high gluten intolerance. And it's just, I'm very, very sensitive. So some people, are not celiac, but can definitely have sensitivities, really, really bad sensitivities. And Felicia says no dairy or gluten for her either, or nuts. Yeah, good job, Felicia. It's hard to do, but it's definitely something that has to be done for some people for some part of time. It's not saying you ever have to get rid of it altogether forever, but for now, if you're dealing with symptoms, you got to do something, right, to change it up. So I did the MRT testing. I also did the 23andMe testing to find out that I did have that gene mutation, and I have to detox my body. I have to sweat every day. I've got to learn different protocols and supplements that will help support detoxing. And then, if nothing else, my 4th tip is see a functional doctor. It's expensive, but it's worth it, because if you're getting no help from your regular practitioners, you've got to do something else. So they discovered leaky gut for me and candida, and these are things that we're working on now to get rid of infection in my body. And then I wanted to tell you, so I think those were 5 tips, or were they 4? I can't remember. But right now, the biggest difference that I'm seeing right now is I've been doing a complete elimination diet, more strict than app, more strict than dairy-free and nuts. I thought it couldn't get any more strict than those things, and I've been doing carnivore keto. As much as I am a carnivore and I love my meat, it is very strict, because for me, I can't currently actually even have eggs because it's a histamine. So, but what am I seeing? I'm seeing less hives. I'm seeing no hives. I'm seeing them go away. It's been about a month and I'm seeing great results. So it's not going to be forever. And I pray it's not going to be forever, but it's definitely helping me. And now what I'm doing is gradually adding some vegetables back one at a time for a few days to make sure I don't get any reactions. And then eventually I should be able to get back on to my regular ketogenic diet, which I pray. So those are my 5 tips, and I pray that you are not dealing with chronic hives. You can't find my book on Amazon, Barbara. The name is, I will write it. The name is Naturally Keto, and you should be able to find it on Amazon. I'll put the link. I will get the link for you. But does anybody have any other questions? I would love to answer them for you. If you have any questions, feel free to post them right now into the comment section, and I'll answer as many as I can. I know that for me, while having to eliminate was very difficult, it was worth it, because I was at the end of my rope with the chronic hives, and I really did not want, I just wanted to see results. And so that's what I had to do. I had to do a complete elimination diet. There it is, Naturally Keto. Okay, I'll put the link in a little bit. So if nobody has any questions, I'm not going to keep you any further. I just wanted to tell you that I am doing well. The hives are improving. Yes, I've had to do these, steps to get here, and it's taken quite a long time, over a year, but at least I'm seeing improvement. And I hope that would encourage you, if you're dealing with chronic hives or any symptoms, that you have to change things up in order to see improvement. That's what you might have to do. So follow some of those steps. And don't forget, my starter pack giveaway to complement my Naturally Keto cookbook ends tonight at midnight. So you definitely want to get in on that. I have it's over $200 worth of products that I picked to go with the cookbook. Things like sesame flour and coconut flour, almond flour, protein powder, ground flaxseed, swerve sweetener, Lakanto sweetener. I've just got a bunch, and you're welcome, Barbara. And it's a huge giveaway, so I highly recommend getting in on that. If you haven't already done the steps on the blog, then you should do so tonight before it ends at midnight, and the winner will be announced tomorrow. All right, guys, so leave your questions if you do have some, and I will see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Not this Thursday, because I'll be flying out to Utah. And I pray everybody is safe around this storm and hurricane, and I will see you next time. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how to stop it. Okay, ciao.